Come join us Saturday the 27th of January, Te Whiti Park, Waiwhitu. Featuring Macy Nika, Annie Crummer, Jaden Randall and kapahaka performances by Ngāti Pōreke, Ngā Uri Taniwha, Hiwa and Te Atiawa Toa. Te Rā o Te Raukura, a free event, 10 to 4 p.m. on Saturday the 27th of Jan.
Manukau and Hutt Valley.
100.9 and 94.9 Atiawa Toa.
When the radio's on and the sound is hot, you just have to enjoy. There's no way to stop. That's where it sounds from the best every day of the week. Better than all the rest. We love the music to be all the best throwbacks, 90s and more. Atiawa Toa. All the best throwbacks.
And from Auckland, Lucy Pearce.
O te whakataitai poi wika.
Lucy Pearce. And today's Hutt Valley Rohide. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the starting lineup for today's final. First of all, for Hutt Valley in batting order. Leading off, shortstop 52, Megan Stokes. Catching, number 46, Safira Schultz. Over at first, number 55, Maggie Shields.
Oh, it's nice, eh?
After Mountain, number 35, Jada Walters. Batting.
Te kau mā whitu te pakeke ki raro. Nau mai hara mai ki Starling Park. Ki tēnei pito tāma ki makaurau ki Rānui, ko Johnny Waiti te tōku unga, ki taku raiti, ki taha taku raiti, ko Jackie Smith. Rawa ko Gary Rauhi. Nō reira tēnā kōrua, tēnā kōrua.
Welcome along, ladies and gentlemen. We are at the Softball New Zealand 2024 Under-17 Girls National Championship, Day 4. The 1 p.m. game, and that means it's grand final day. Grand final it is. It's counties taking on Hutt Valley in this one. They're just going through the team introductions out there at the moment, as you can see on the screen. But I'll just go through our introductions. I'm Gary Rohihi. I'll be your play-by-play commentator. Joining me in colour will be Jackie Smith, and our Te Reo man on the mic today is Johnny Waititi. So, Jackie, welcome along. Such a brilliant day to have a grand final.
Kia ora, thank you. Kia ora koutou e te whānau, ko Jackie Taku ingoa. Great day, as you've said. Fantastic to be here. Looking forward to this final.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be a fantastic final, we think. And for me, this is the only day of commentary that we will have been doing here at the ground. It's been a real surprise to see the diversity of how the games have been going. I mean, there's been some really high-scoring affairs. We saw that in the first semi-final this morning, where counties took down Canterbury 13-5. We also saw the opposite end of the spectrum, a low-scoring affair with Hutt Valley coming out over top of Auckland. I think it was 3-1, the final score there, Jackie.
Yeah, so it was probably a great start for both teams, though, coming into playing those two semis, getting themselves set up for a final. I believe that we've probably got the two best teams playing in this final, no doubt about that. So again, as I mentioned, I'm really excited to see what they're going to put out in this final game.
Johnny, you've been watching the game for the whole day so far, games for the whole day so far. How have you found it?
I found it really interesting, and it's really get back into. It's one to get back to softball. You know, that has been a community sport for a long, long time, and I can remember as a young person growing up in softball in Kaikohe, it was always great to watch softball games. Nō reira, kei te tuku mihi wēnei ki ngā kapa poi wika e rua ko te awa kairangi me Counties Manukau. So it's going to be a good game.
Oh, it's going to be an absolutely sensational game. I always love, and it's always a privilege to be given the call for a grand final. This one's no exception. We're at Starling Park in Ranui in the heart of West Auckland. It's a beautiful setting for a game. We've got a little bit of cloud, which is keeping that absolutely melting, blistering heat off us, which we've had throughout the tournament. It was 30 degrees here yesterday afternoon when I arrived. So lovely weather, Auckland. It's nice here to put it on for us. And we're just going through the national anthem, so we'll just pause for a moment while they do that. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Both teams are out on the diamond, and in just 1 or 2 minutes' time, it's going to be game on in the big grand final here at Starling Park. And Jackie, for me, this game is probably going to be, this is my take on it, can Hutt Valley contain the power of the county's batting, and can counties deal with what will be the all-round game of Hutt Valley, because they will bring strengths in all areas.
You nailed it. You nailed it. Yeah. I agree. Totally agree. We've seen that Counties Manukau are not afraid to swing the bat. Yeah, you put anything close and they'll have a go at it. And when they hit the ball, they hit it hard and solid. So it's more, they like to drive the ball, and they've been quite consistent. And we also have seen that they put back-to-back hits together when they get runners on base. So if they can maintain and continue that, then they will be pretty tough. But I totally agree. Hutt Valley are used to this. You know, they're now a finals province. I think they can put their name to that.
This is where Hutt Valley lives, isn't it? They live for finals softball, and they're the province with the most national titles. Yeah. And there's a reason for that.
Absolutely agree. Yeah.
So just while we're waiting for the teams to assemble and get going, I will quickly run you through the lineups. We've got Hutt Valley, who will be leading off the hitting. They're a lead-off batter, number 52, Megan Stokes, followed by Sapphira Schultz, then number 55, Maggie Shields, Jade Walters Rangitihi, then Angela Harrison, Bella Coxon, Kim Marie Orupa, Georgia Keel, and Amelia Forbes round out their batting order. Defensively out there for Counties, taking the diamond right now, will be out at right field, Chelsea Tapuni, Sienna Dufty at centre, Acadia Nathan Kaiho, followed by Savannah Lee Farrer at shortstop, Penny Starr in the hot corner at second base, Trinity Waiwiri Toka, Mia Kingi Hicks is at first base, Janaya Nathan Kaiho at pitcher, and she is doing the pitching to Peyton Hiraka behind the dish. So we've seen counties today played against Canterbury in an earlier game, quite a startling game for me. It was dominated by the bat for 3 innings before both teams managed to quieten things down. And there we see the other team on the diamond. We'll just quickly go through that. Home plate, umpire Mike McCaw, first base Chris Murdoch, Shirley Harvey at second base, and Lucy Pearce at third base. That's the other team out there, ladies and gentlemen. The team in blue, the official scorer for this one, Joe Hyde. Well, we're pretty much there, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to get game on. The first pitch is about to get thrown in this grand final for the right to be called national champion for the 2023-2024 season.
Ai tēnā koutou, nō reira, kia kaha mai koutou, te awa kairangi me Counties Manukau, smash the Bayman. That's the diamond. Kia kaha koutou.
Oh, there we go. The first pitch is out there, and you've got, they've gone with Genoa, Counties Jackie, and she had a hard time against Canterbury in the first couple of innings, so it'll be interesting to see how she's bounced back since then.
Yeah, that seems to be their strategy. She's their starting pitcher with the backup, Mia Kingi Hicks, as you said, who plays at first base. So great option there that you can switch them out on the field. But yeah, no, look, this is what they've been working with for the whole tournament, and they're happy with that, so they're sticking to that plan.
And of course, Hutt Valley, conversely, have gone with Jada Walters Rangitihi. I haven't seen a lot of Jada pitching. I know she is strong. Interestingly, Angela Harrison at third base was the pitcher they went with in the grand final last week for under-19s. So they are well served as well.
There we see their first out.
Megan Stokes out. Bringing to bat number 46, Safira Schultz. Here we see that pitcher, that's pitcher from second base that we were sadly missing in the first game this morning. It's such a luxury to see. There's a nice start, just a little bit low in the zone. Umpire Mike McCaw, behind the dish, he hails from North Harbour, as does Chris Murdoch. Shirley Harvey, she's come all the way up from Nelson. And Lucy Pearce is a local Auckland umpire. So a good serving of geographic umpires out there at the moment. Inside, call to strike.
Pai tēnā, Gary. What do you call here? Bias, ne? Nō reira. Pai te neutrality, nō reira. Aye.
So yeah, no, the pitcher for Counties, Genoa, as I said, she had a hard time there. She seems to have bounced back nicely in this one.
Yeah, she'll need to be really disciplined and hit good locations. And you can just see even now, it's she's keeping composed and patient and just taking her time here. We're not in a hurry, and she'll need to be like that. Hutt Valley hitters will have good pitch selection, I would expect.
Yeah, just the ability to breathe and relax in a tense situation. It's a grand final. For a lot of them, this will be the biggest game they've had so far in their careers. Some of them may be in the national squad. I think a few of them will be. But this will be certainly a big game on their calendar. This time it's hit hard. It's gone all the way into the outfield. It's bisecting the two outfielders, gone all the way to the fence. She's turned, and it's a nice stand-up double by Safira Schultz to get Hutt Valley going in this one.
Ai kia rua ngā kaitākore runga ngā papa, te papa tuatahi me te papa tuatoru pia. Ai nō reira, tino pai tērā, Safira Schultz. Safira.
Maggie Shields up to bat, number 55 for Hutt Valley. Maggie, a tall, lean athlete who I saw a bit of, or I've seen a bit of over the last couple of years. She's a contact hitter and very, very fast around the bases. Oh, and this time the runner gotten a bit cheeky. She's taken third base on the throw back to the pitcher and done it very well. Nice slide.
Taking every opportunity they can, yeah. That's smart heads up base running. Saw that the catcher just throws the ball back every time automatically and doesn't check the runner.
Yep, and she just lobs it back. So I think for all you young catchers out there, you've got to get it back, and you've got to get it back smartly. Because until it's in that pitcher's hand, it's still in play.
Yeah, that's right. And be aware of your runners.
Well, there's a prime scoring opportunity for Hutt Valley here in the top of the first innings. And that is Safira Schultz out there at first base. And this is a hard line, a hit down to third base. It's been thrown across to first, and that's a nice out. Nice play to hold the runner as well. Penny Starr at third base for Counties. Well done.
Yeah, nice play there, and perfect location for the ball to be hit to. It'll freeze the runner at third, giving you that opportunity to take the out at first. So Counties will be happy with that.
2 down in the innings now. Up to bat is Jada Walters Rangitihi. She was to the forefront of her bat with her batting against Canterbury in last week's grand final. Under 19s at Calhoun Park in Palmerston North. And although Hutt Valley were unsuccessful in that one, she played very well.
You see Maggie Shields coming on there to replace their third base runner for the 2 down rule.
Safira Schultz, of course, the catcher. And good to see they've also applied that rule to pitchers as well. This helps move the game along a bit quicker.
Give the pitchers a rest, you reckon?
Yeah, but also get them off the diamond.
Get 'em off the diamond.
And us pitchers, we always need rests. Because we do work the hardest.
They work the hardest, apparently, yes.
Yeah. This time fouled back by Rangitihi. Well, she's also listed as the pitcher in this team, and she comes in the 4 spot. So she's doubly important. She's the clean-up hitter and she's the pitcher.
They can.
Keeps it on the nice reflex there by the pitcher, Janaya Kaiho. She really just got that one hit hard back at her, got the glove on it, gloved it cleanly, threw it across the first for the 3rd out here in the top of the first innings. Well, that was a good contest for the top of the first innings between these two teams. No score in the ball game. We'll find out what happens when we come back in just a minute.
Yeah. No, I'm good at the moment.
And 94.9 Atiawa Toa.
When the radio's on and the sound is hot, you just have to enjoy. There's no way to stop. That's where it sounds like the best every day of the week. Better than all the rest. We love the music to be all the best throwbacks, 90s and more. Atiawa Toa, all the best throwbacks.
Well, let's have a look at the defensive line for Valley. Man, number 35, Jada Walters. Catching number 46, Safira Schultz. Over the 3rd.
Whoa. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here at Starling Park. We're in West Auckland. It's the grand final of the 2024 Under-17 Girls National Softball Championship, where Hutt Valley are out there taking on Counties. The 2 best teams have been sorted, and they're playing here for the grand final. Hutt Valley, it is out on the diamond at the moment with Counties up to bat. So I'm going to quickly run you through the Counties batting lineup. They lead off with number 10, Penny Starr. Then Peyton Hiraka comes in. Savannah Lee Farah is followed by Trinity Waiwiri Toka. Chelsea Tapuni, Acadia Nathan Kaiho is followed by Sienna Dufty, Mia Kingy Hicks, and rounding out their order is Janaya Nathan Kaiho. For the full batting lineup for Counties in this one, lead off Penny Starr out there. For the defensive side, Hutt Valley out at right field is Ella Smits, centre field Bella Coxon, Amelia Forbes at left, Megan Stokes is the shortstop, Angela Harrison at third base. First base is Maggie Shields, Jada Walters Rangitihi, is the pitcher out there today, and she's pitching to Safira Schultz behind the dish. That's both lineups for this one. Right, there we go. Penny Star. Let's see this county's lineup, Jackie, because they are absolutely formidable with their batting, and it'll be interesting to see what Rangitihi can do to keep them quiet. And that's not a bad way to do it. And she needs to change up that pace.
Yeah, and she's thrown two change-ups there. You see, she got away with the first one that she threw just before that, and got herself a strike, and is confident to go back again.
This time it's hit, and it's hit well, but it's gone straight to the shortstop out there, who eats it up for a catch in the first out. Penny Star makes way for number 1, Peyton Hiraka, coming in for counties. Nice start for Hutt Valley. They'll be wanting to get themselves relaxed in defence by getting some nice early outs. Well, the two teams come to the championship game courtesy of the round robin. Both teams only dropping one game. Counties dropped a game to Canterbury on the way through. And it was Hutt Valley who got blanked by Counties themselves on the way through. There's a nice change-up.
So she's throwing 3 change-ups to the first couple of hitters, which is not surprising. So she'll just be wanting to upset their timing.
Yep. So far it's going well because the timing in that one wasn't there. As she pop flies it out there, and it's third base who backs in to get it. Possibly could have left that to shortstop, would have been a little bit easier. But 2 straight flyouts, and that's the way things are. More like final softball, unlike what we saw this morning when those first 2 innings just went crazy with the bat, didn't they?
Yeah, it did, and sometimes that can happen in your semi-finals. People get really excited and they just they don't overthink things.
Yep.
It's a do or die.
Yep.
So you don't have time to really think about too much. You just get in there and just see what's in front of you and play what's in front of you. So we saw that it was really exciting and aggressive. Probably a little bit. Probably this game's a little bit more composed, a bit more thought and focus behind the players and the game.
Well, I mentioned at the start, and it was just sort of a short cursory mention of Hutt Valley's all-round game versus County's ability to hit the ball and put it out there. But that's a little bit of an oversimplification because Counties didn't get there by being just an aggressive hitting team. You do have to restrict other teams as well, and they've done that. So, I mean, they're a genuine shot. They're not here for no reason at all.
Yeah, and here we go. Here we see she gets herself a walk.
So that's Savannah Lee Farah gets herself out to first base on a walk. Bringing to bat Trinity Waiwiri Toka, number 8 for Counties. And she flies out on the first pitch, right out to centre field, and that is 4 up and 3 down for Hutt Valley in this one. And that's a nice start to the game for both teams. No score on the scoreboard so far. We'll be back from the second innings when we come back in just a moment. Absolutely. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. You see the beautiful pictures we've got here at Starling Park of the grand final underway. We've had 1 complete innings and no score on the scoreboard so far between these two teams, Counties and Manukau. sorry, counties against Hutt Valley. Sorry about that. Counties against Hutt Valley. Of course, Hutt Valley have Angela Harrison up the bat. This is a very tall, strongly built girl. She's also a accomplished pitcher who possibly we might see during the course of this game. But of course, Hutt Valley have gone with Jada Walters-Rangitihi on this one. More of a standard start, Jackie, that first innings, sort of two teams just looking, basically standing there looking at each other at the moment and sort of sizing each other up a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. And particularly from a hitting perspective, usually you want to, your first turn at bat, just see what the pitch has got, get your timing in, you know, just stay composed. You know, are you looking to, are they throwing low? Okay, so we've got to be looking down. So they're really just sizing all of that up at the moment. There you go, and there was a low pitch right there. So they'll be really just determining, okay, what is she pitching us? And then having good solid turns at bat, so good quality turns at bat, and then feeding information back to the next hitters so that they're establishing a game plan, Yeah,
one of the things is early on, a lot of these batters will be looking to take the pitch deep into counts, just so that she throws more and more, and the more you see, the easier it becomes, especially on that second turn at bat.
That's right.
Ai, pai ki te kitea wēnei tēnei momo kemu. Rerike ki ngā kemu o te whiri ngā whaiti. It's very different to the semi-final game, so it's quite good to see some very skillful catching and fielding, and obviously, you know, playing for the national title.
Well, there's a deep fly ball by Harrison. It's well taken out there in centre field by Sienna Duffy. And the first out here in the top of the second innings. And you're absolutely right, Johnny. It is more of a traditional, you might call it a purist's game, where the early salvos are beginning to happen. Both teams are sort of sizing each other up. And at the moment, you're sort of waiting for the fireworks to happen, which you know will come sooner or later. So out to bat, it's Bella Coxon, number 25 for Hutt Valley. Hutt Valley, of course, are the top of the order, top of the innings, so they will be leading off the hitting. Counties the bottom. There's a nice change of pace this time. Didn't look like that missed much, actually. But umpire out there said it was possibly a little bit too high in the zone. Nice and close. Nice job so far by Janaya Nathan Kaiho. Quite impressed with his battery, actually. Peyton Hiraka is doing a good job behind the dish as well.
And we can see that both teams are opting to throw that change up, which is good. That shows confidence.
And a count of 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about last week that pitchers will often command 2, 3 pitches, sometimes 4. But usually the last one to come on for them is that change-up. You see a nice job out there at right field. Picks it up and just screams it into first base for the out. 2 down now in the top of the second innings. Kim Marie Orupa up to bat for Hutt Valley.
It's a fantastic play there. It's what outfielders dream of, going out there. Is that the outfield? It was the outfield, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How she got in there? She got in there really quick.
She moved like a train to get into that
Great
ball.
throw to first base.
You know what else was, as a coach, and you probably see it too, Jackie, she picked it up with 2 hands.
Yeah.
How many times you see an attempt at a one-handed scoop and the ball goes underneath?
Well, she got really low, didn't she?
Yeah,
and she
got low.
Yeah, so she knew she had to do that, and I think she was pretty happy with herself, actually.
The other thing is when you're coaching it, you get both hands on the ball like that, your transfer hand is already there.
Yeah.
So you don't got one hand there and one hand over here and you've got to reach it. All those little microseconds help. And she was able to make that out actually look easy in the end. So both teams keeping it tight in the field. Not a lot of no strikeouts in the game, and that's usually, and no score, that's usually a comment on the quality of your field.
That's right. It will be important. It'll be the team that makes the least amount of errors in the field.
That's right. And Johnny, you're just waiting for one team to blink first, aren't you?
That's right. I'm quite interested in the terminology views, and so as we hopefully go along, we'll get a bit more an explanation on some of the terms you use. And I heard the hot box. I've heard you use that.
Oh, the hot corner.
Hot corner.
corners.
And I would think, would that be base 3?
Absolutely right. Yeah.
And on
So
the
that's a
inside
good way
corner.
of putting it out there.
For
To
strike
those
three,
whānau
number
and
3.
friends out there who are watching their children but are not involved in softball. There we go. Kimario Rupa goes out at the third out there in the Hutt Valley innings. Nice job done by so far by both teams. 1.5 innings to complete. And we'll come to the bottom of the second innings in just a few minutes when we come back. Thank you and welcome back. We've just been enjoying a few of the replays of the action so far, and the action in this game so far has been all in the field as there is no score in the ball game. We're in the bottom of the second innings. Chelsea Tapuni, number 14, up to bat for Hutt Valley. There you see the first pitcher over the top. Jada Walters Rangitihi, we've had an innings to look at her. She pitches with some power. And has good command of her change-up as well. Both teams have recognised early the need to vary the pace in their pitching. I think counties especially are a team that likes to get used to your pace and then they pull the trigger.
He tino rautaki tērā, Gary. A strategy obviously that teams have polished and refined.
It's good to see the coaches working this out for the team and just issuing and relaying their instructions to their athletes and seeing them implement a game plan like that. And so far, for both teams, it's working.
Yeah, and I think when you've got good defensive teams, if your pitcher can hit good locations, the field can set up, right? So they can expect the ball. So if you're going down and in, you expect it to be pulled to the left side, but it helps you to be more prepared.
Yeah, and I mean, every innings that goes along, as we see, Rangitihi has just struck out her first batter of the innings. Chelsea Tapuni heads back to the dugout. She's the first out. That'll bring to bat number 19, Acadia Nathan Kaiho. And that's a nice job by Rangitihi, who really seems to be warming into her work now. Having said that, you can't sit back because one has just been launched out to centre field, and that'll get counties going with the runner safe at 1.
Ai kua tau ngā waiwai o Acadia, Nathan Kaiho ki te papa tuatahi.
Lovely piece of batting. Once again, I just mentioned you just cannot sit back on these counties batters. You've got to keep your foot on the throat or the whole way because they will just unleash on you. They're lethal. Sienna Duffy up to bat for counties now. Counties with a runner on base. It's been a rare thing for 2 innings in this ball game. Hutt Valley managed to get one round to 3 without converting. But now it's counties' turn with only 1 out. And this time there's one that's hit hard all the way out to the fence. This is probably going to be the first run scored in the ball game. It is. And this is what counties have been doing to teams right throughout this tournament. As we see a very close bang-bang play at third base. Safe. Well done for counties. They're on the board. 1-0 over Hutt Valley. Nice bit of hitting by Sienna Duffy.
And then we see what we talked about, yeah, with this counties Manukau team.
That's right.
If they have a runner on and they can back it up, which is what they've shown they can do, yeah, they maximise that opportunity and they genuinely have been scoring.
It's a team of some genuine talent with the bat. Johnny, we're seeing that now, aren't we?
The last 2 very strong hits, and I suppose the aim is to, well, especially with a side like Hutt Valley, you know, tino kaharata is to get people on bases.
That's right. That's the big aim. Every batter's got a job to do, whether it's get themselves on base or whether it's to move a runner that's out there. Counties right now have a runner at 3. It's 1-0 to them, and we were just saying that the pressure was building and something was probably going to open up.
Yeah. And I think it'd be fair to say that you have to, against a team like Hutt Valley, get on top of them early if you want a chance to win a final. And with respect, it's because they have been there before.
Yeah.
Right? So they understand the pressure, they know what's required. So if you can get on top of them early, there you go.
Oh, there we go this time, and the batting roll continues. And it's Counties who are now unleashing with the bat. 2 runs in this inning so far. Another nice piece of hitting by a Counties batter. And Jackie, after the game this morning, I said that this Counties team tend to bat in blocks. Well, there we go, 3 hits in a row.
Yeah, there you go.
Ai, te kāna kei a rātou Counties Manukau, te kaha tēnei wā, no reira, kia kaha mai te wakairangi.
It's been such a long time since I've seen a team that will just absolutely dominate you with the bat the way they are, and that's not going to help Hutt Valley's cause as the batter heads to first base on the hit pitch.
So it'll be interesting to see, here we go. Here we see the Hutt Valley coach. I was going to say, I thought he might go out and have a little corridor and find out if she stepped into that pitch, because she was turning. It looked like probably to bunt. I'm not sure if we've got a replay on it.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, Hutt Valley coaches, they'll know when to walk in and talk to the umpire. But we might be able to get a look at this pitch here. Oh, this is the hit. Lovely piece of hitting that gave the infielders just no chance.
No, she made a good attempt at it. Shortstop.
See, that's the other thing, Jackie. You can be as talented as you want in the field, but there's really no good defence against good hitting.
Well, no, not if they hit it. If they hit it in the gaps.
Yeah.
That's the name of the game, to score the runs. Otherwise, you're reliant on probably errors.
Yeah.
From a good defensive team. And here we see
Yeah,
so
she was one away across the plate.
Yeah,
that's
she
for sure.
was across. So probably would have been going out and asking about that as well. But no, she was given the first base.
This time it's a fly out to outfield. That's a nice job done by the centre fielder to take the out. We're back at the top of the order. That would have been Penny Starr. So that's the third out. A lot of action in that innings. That's 2 complete now, ladies and gentlemen. And it's Counties Manukau that lead this ball game by 2-0 over Hutt Valley. We'll see what Hutt Valley do in reply when we come back in just a minute. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we've just been enjoying a few of the replays, especially an interesting replay of the base that got awarded on the hit pitch. But the umpire made the final decision on that one, so we will always go with our umpires. In this case, it was safe at first. Umpire Mike McCaw from North Harbour at home plate. All our Blues in this country do a fantastic job. Up to bat for Hutt Valley now is number 24, Georgia Keel. Georgia comes in the A spot. She's also listed as the DP in the Hutt Valley lineup. So she will be there to do one job and one job only. That's make contact with the bat. Well, after 2 complete innings, and we're now into the top of the third. Jackie, how do you see the ball game so far?
Yeah, it's pretty tight, isn't it? It's, I mean, that was a great inning. Counties Manukau will be extremely happy with that to get ahead at Hutt Valley at this stage in the early days of the game. But it's to be expected a good, solid type final.
Yeah. I mean, at 2-0, and you never count a Hutt Valley team out because it's only very early in this ball game. We're in the third innings. Counties leading by 2-0, but Counties showed in that innings after getting a strikeout early, which seemed to be in line with the defensive plays that both teams were making. All of a sudden, their batting opens up, and 3 hits in a row later, they're 2-0 up. It's so impressive the way they bat in groups.
And I think, Hutt Valley would probably like to bounce back after that last inning.
Well, we saw Georgia Keel ground out at first there with number 14, Amelia Forbes comes in. It's the bottom of their order. Now, we're getting to the bottom of the order first time through, and so you're going to be looking at batters that are going to be seeing the pitcher twice, and they've probably faced the pitcher before, but it's such a, especially when you get to the higher levels in softball, that all they need is that one good look, and then usually things start breaking loose. We've already seen it with the Counties batters, and now we're starting to see it here with the Hutt Valley batters. That one's gone all the way out to the left field corner. She's still chasing after it as the batter rounds 2. She's going to go through 3 and get held up there by the Hutt Valley coach. That would have been interesting if the Hutt Valley coach had a centre. I think that would have been quite close, but she's held her up at 3. Nice work there by Amelia Forbes. What a bonus it is, Jackie, to have your number 9 hitter hit a triple with only one out.
Big bonus, big bonus. But she got into that inside pitch there and pulled it down the line. And unfortunate though, Counties won't be happy with that. That's that error, the difference, right, from that earlier play, making a great out. You talked about how you got to have your head down, you got to be watching the ball so it doesn't go under your glove, and that's what happened then.
Yep. No, I've said to all you young coaches out there, if you're coaching it, get them to put 2 hands on the ball, and that's exactly the illustration of why.
And that's all you need as a team to turn a game.
Turn a momentum, you're right, turn a game. And, now it's how they bounce back from the mistake, but it's also how Hutt Valley take advantage of that moment that's been given to them.
Ai, te kana ko te tino kaupapa o tēnei kēmu kia mau ki tērā wā, and yes, I'd like capturing that moment because that can easily give a team confidence to obviously go the other way, so yes.
The momentum changes, aren't they? I mean, the momentum was with Counties. Now, even though it's still 2-0 to Counties, the momentum at the moment very much with Hutt Valley.
And the pressure here, when you look at it in the situation, does go on your pitcher. You've got a runner at 3. Yeah, we've only got the 1 down, so it just makes things a little bit tougher.
Yeah. Yeah, she's like a shadow out there leaning on your right shoulder. You can feel her. There's a nice fly ball. This time it bounces in front of the left fielder, who's going to beginning to have nightmares of the ball heading out towards her. But that is a nice, and that's Hutt Valley getting into the ball game now with 1 run of their own. 2-1 against Counties. And that hit was an illustration of the extra bounce that this turf has versus grass, because that just about cleared the fielder there on the bounce.
Yeah, she came charging in to field it, and typically on a grass diamond, it would probably soften it and probably not as high, but on this
about a waist-high bounce, wouldn't it? Yeah.
That's right.
So 1 down, it's Hutt Valley now who are coming back strongly with the bat. Number 46, Safira Schultz out there in her second turn at bat. Straight away, it's aggression. It's a fly ball deep out to centre field. And the runner stays at second. Nice job out there by the centre fielder. Two down with Maggie Shields up to bat.
Nō rere te iwi te whānau mena horekau he mahi ki te kāinga no mai hara mai ki Starling Park ki te wāti ki te mātakitaki wēnei ngā tīma i roto te whiri ngā whakamutu ngā counties Manukau me te awa kairangi nō rera. Nā mai hara mai i te whānau.
Maggie Shields, of course, hails from the Shields whānau, Brad Shields rugby player. So very, very height runs in that family. But Hutt Valley now, we just talked about momentum. They really are pouring it in now. And this is how Hutt Valley know how to exert pressure.
Exactly. So it's really shifted, hasn't it? And look, Maggie will be looking to have a better turn at bat. She was their second out in her last turn at bat. And you can see already that she's been a little patient here, just waiting for the right pitch for her.
The change even with counties now that they're under pressure, we've seen a couple of errors in the field. In the first couple of innings when things were 3 up, 3 down, they were very tight, no errors. But as soon as you start turning the screws on that pressure valve, all of a sudden a few errors start to drift in. So you got to manage that as well. Coaches play a big part in that as well, relieving that pressure on their athletes. So they'll be talking to them in the dugouts, just saying, hey guys, get that enjoyment back. You always perform better when you enjoy things, don't you, Jackie?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. There she goes. She's pulled up her.
Nice job by Maggie Shields. Runners at 1 and 2 now. Hutt Valley 2 down. And it's a dangerous time. This time it's counties.
Gets another runner on base.
Jada Walters Rangitihi, who can hit the ball extremely hard. Up to bat now, number 35. I've referenced the under-19 tournament a few times. She was one of the ones in the Hutt Valley team that played the grand final last week. Several of those girls have backed up for this tournament this week. So I'd say look out for Hutt Valley under-19s next year, because most of them are in this team as well. A lot of them are in this team.
And look, number 4 hitter with runners on base. They thrive on these moments. Let's see what she can do.
Aye.
She's hit that hard straight up the middle, which is exactly what she needed to do. That's going to score the runner from 2 to even up the ball game at 2 apiece. Hutt Valley now piling on the pressure. Runners at 2 and 3, and the ball game now all square.
Ai kei te wakairangi tēnei wā te kaha, kua tau ngā waiwai o ngā kaitankoro ki te papa tuarua me te papa tuatoru. Nō reira, kia mataare Counties Manukau.
Now the ball's very much in Counties Manukau's court, isn't it? I mean, the pressure's been put back on them by Hutt Valley, and it's up to them now to respond.
Yeah, so not surprising that they're taking a little break here.
Yeah, it's the right time, isn't it? I mean, they all need calming down a little bit. Hutt Valley are just in danger of unleashing.
That's
but
right.
At the moment, it's counties that need to slow the momentum.
And sometimes in those situations, they'll be coming in, having a little corridor and saying, okay, what are we going to do? What are we going to do now? Okay, what's the key objective? We need to get some outs, or we need to do this. Ball's hit to me, so they'll be communicating. So they're really nice and clear on what they're going to be doing in this next set of play.
Tactically, right now, Jackie, the description for the pitcher doesn't change. She needs to keep that ball low in the zone, doesn't she?
Yeah, I'd be looking for a ground ball, definitely. And probably to the left side, I'd like it. Yeah, it's a tough play though, because it's a long throw. It's the longest throw from the left side over to the first, but you're going to freeze those runners.
That's right.
Yeah, if it's deep to second, I'd be maybe, and you've got an extra runner on too, you'd be wanting to force that run home for Hutt Valley.
So scenarios are plenty. There's the hit on the ground that we were looking for. It's gone to 2, and she's made that look easy as the third out is made. There we go. Hutt Valley back in this ball game. It's 2 runs apiece as we now have top of the third complete. 2-all. We'll be back in just a minute with more action. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. We're enjoying the pictures here from Starling Park. The cloud cover is just keeping that blistering sun off the blistering heat that's going on in the middle of the diamond out there. It's 2 apiece, and we are now getting into the middle stages of this game, and it is about what we would expect from a grand final in this sort of stage of the situation. 2-2 is a fair reflection of how good both of these teams are, because both pitches had to be right on it between Hutt Valley. As here we see another hit pitch, this time for Counties to get on first base. Peyton Hiraka was doing the batting. That'll bring to bat number 18, Savannah Lee Farah. We're in the middle stages now, Jackie. Both teams know what to expect from each other. This is an important part of the ball game for both teams now. Well, it's all important, but you know, this would set them up for the later innings, whoever plays this one better. Next 2 innings.
Yeah, it's very important, but as we talked about earlier, you know, the tables can turn just like that. Hutt Valley applied some pressure, and we saw a few errors crop up in the last inning. But what we're really needing, or what Counties will be wanting to do, is actually, as we've talked about, put a couple of back-to-back hits together here and again, and reverse apply the pressure back on to Hutt Valley. I think we'll find that also just... That's number 8, Trinity. Trinity up to bat, yeah?
Yeah.
And we see again both pitches. Jada's doing the same thing here. She's just keeping that ball nice and low, making sure she's hitting her corners.
It's working for them. The thing about it, of course, is when these guys get contact, they're so good with the bat. She's just hammered that one straight up the middle. And there we go. None down and 2 on base. So the momentum is changing again.
Ai kua tau, ngā kai tākoro ki te papatūreo me te papatūtain. Ai, ki te ngā koitanga, ngā tino pukenga o ngā tima e rua. And it's really good to see, both see the skillful fielding that each teams have had.
So, Counties coach, Jackie, does he try and convert this with some smart bunting and running, or should he just let them keep going with using the sticks as far as hammering the ball into the outfield goes?
Well, I think what I've seen so far, and in terms of his strategy, he does like them to hit. Yeah, he says he allows them to just see the ball, hit the ball.
Yeah.
Probably not so much of a short game, coach, but who knows? We'll wait and see.
Yeah,
he might change that
might
up
change
on me.
It up, yeah.
You'll see a nice.
There's a
there.
nice change up
Nice
to
change up.
strike out this time. Chelsea Tapunia was bringing to bat number 19, Kadia Nathan Kaiho.
And that's what can happen though if we're not, you've got these opportunities here with runners on base. Maybe we could have opted to move them with a bunt.
Here we go, it's Hutt Valley. You're looking for the double. It's nice and close. But they take the lead runner at 3, and that's an important out for them.
Ka pai, Kadia, ka pai. Ko ke aku mahara, ko ia tētahi I patu te pōro ki wainganui te whira, no reira, kei te papa tuatahi ia.
Those small moments we just talked about before, Jackie, that was possibly one of them for Hutt Valley.
Yep,
you
definitely.
You go from 1 down and runners at 1 and 2. If they'd have played that not quite as smart, it could have been 2 down with runners at 2 and 3, and that's a whole different ball game from 2 down runners at 1 and 2.
That's right. And again, we've seen the shift. They're now feeling confident. They know they can make the plays. They're used to that. Play the front runners.
Just smart softball. The whole game so far has been smart softball. So about what you'd expect from a grand final of this type, as we see a fly ball out to left field. Didn't quite look like she had judged it to start with, but she made the adjustment and ended up making the catch look easy. So there we go. Hutt Valley diffused that situation. Plenty of runners on base. This time it was Counties Manukau. No change in the scoreboard, though. We head to the 4th innings. Scores all locked up at 2 apiece. We'll be back in just a minute. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. In the fourth innings, we're right in the middle of this ball game now. The atmosphere is tense and hot. It was 0-0 for a couple of innings. Well, now it's 2-2. Hutt Valley, Counties Manukau, grand final, Starling Park. Doesn't get better than this, ladies and gentlemen. If you're locally and you're listening, get in your car and get on down here and come and have a look at what is a very, very high-quality sport. Everybody down here is enjoying the sunshine, enjoying a little bit of nibbles from the shop down here. So come on down. It's a great ball game and everybody's enjoying it. Players, however, are under white-hot heat out there, and they've got a 100% focus going. Counties Manukau out in the field. It's Hutt Valley doing the batting. Number 6, Kimari Orupa in the box for Hutt Valley. Well, we're back to a stalemate situation where both coaches have got to start thinking about, tactics and going forward and what they're going to do to break a deadlock. So we were talking about that in the second innings. Well, here we are. Lots happened in 2 innings, and now we're in the 4th innings, and it's a deadlock again. So it's interesting how the game has changed complexity over the course of 4 innings now.
Yeah, I think the coaches will be looking for a little bit of a spark here. They'll be wanting someone to step up and get it started. It's like anything, you can't do anything if you haven't got runners on base. So that's what they'll be asking for. Come on, I need my runners to get on base so we can make things happen and apply pressure.
Well, for Counties Manukau, I did hear tell before that somebody mentioned they hadn't been involved in a grand final since early in the 80s of a national tournament.
Oh, for Counties Manukau.
Counties,
yes, I was speaking to their supporters, and they've got a lot of supporters out here today, and as they have all week. But yes, I believe so. It's been an awful long time since they've been in a finals.
Yep. Well, good on them, and I can tell you, they didn't just break that duck by 1. Nice play out there by the pitcher to take that catch. They've broken it by 2 because the Counties Manukau boys are in the grand final down in Christchurch in that under-17 tournament. So well done, Counties Manukau. Georgia Keel up to bat. She got grounded out in her at-bat before Hutt Valley got things going. But then we saw Amelia Forbes, who's due up after Georgia, hit a nice triple to really get things going. This time it's a fly ball over the fence in foul territory.
So if they can just get down lower on some of those pitches, if the fly balls, they're hitting the bottom of the ball.
Yeah.
Right, dropping that shoulder. If it's there and if it's in the zone, even though it's low, you really need to sink down into those pitches.
Just keeps that bat flat, doesn't it?
That's right.
Yeah. And of course, everyone knows a flat, hard swing will hit the ball flat and hard.
Yep, that's right. Solid drive is what we'll be looking for. And we see just Jania's mixing it up, going inside, going outside, and then they're also looking to
I've been impressed. Yeah,
change-outs.
She's made some real adjustment, and she's come back very good after really being taken to in that first innings, especially by the Canterbury batters.
Oh yeah, in their semi-game.
Yeah, in the semi-final.
Right.
Yeah,
she's come back well, hasn't she?
Yeah, she has. Yeah, very well. It's a nice swing. That ball possibly would have been a ball, but she made the adjustment you just talked about, Jackie. She bent the knees, and she dropped the shoulder, and she swung a lot harder. Well, the the Counties outfield, all fielding very, very shallow on this one. Are very mindful of the ground ball. So obviously, as we talked about, keeping the ball low in the zone is the play of the day, and that's not going to get it done. This time it's flying out to the left field, and she's made a good catch out there. That'll help her confidence enormously. Well done out there with the left fielder. That's 3 down now. And that means we're going to head to the bottom of the 4th innings with scores all locked up. We'll see what Hutt Valley have to offer when they come back and when we come back in just a minute. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are with this ball game going along quite quickly. The grand final for 2024 Under-17 Girls National Softball Championship for Softball New Zealand. This has become a very interesting ball game now as both teams are locked up at 2 apiece. Hutt Valley taking on Counties Manukau.
Ai, tikana Gary. E kitea mātou he tino ki emu tēnei, I wanganui Counties Manukau me te awakairangi. It's a tight game.
Absolutely. And we've got Hutt Valley now, their turn to try and keep quiet this very dangerous Counties Manukau batting. And I would suggest that giving up 2 runs against this quality of batting by Hutt Valley is probably a good result.
I don't know about you, but are you waiting for something to happen?
Absolutely.
I feel like I'm waiting for something to happen.
Something's going to unleash, you know. It's
yeah.
And it's a good point because the further we go, closer we get to the 7th inning and things don't break loose and it's still 2 apiece, the more the pressure builds on both teams.
That's right.
So, you know, it's kind of like a fault line, isn't it, where all of a sudden it just goes boom. It could be over in the blink of an eye or both of these teams could be heading towards a tiebreaker. So in the next innings or two we'll determine that. This is a fly ball and that, it can't be taken. Out front. No, dropped it.
No,
There's a drop catch.
Yeah,
She won't be happy with that.
Possibly it wasn't Jada's catch to take. Safira probably should have taken charge of that one, the catcher. But, hey, that's an opportunity, and Counties now get an error, and that's Counties who get an opportunity to take advantage of it. Runner at 1 now. Shapes the bunt. Has a look at it. Nice swing.
Yeah, we see the replay here. Yes, she comes in, and she had it all under control,
Yeah.
and then it felt like she just sort of, it was almost like a transfer, but not quite. Anyway, it's,
Another second or two, and it might have been.
yeah.
The upshot of it is, with none down, it's Counties who have got a runner on 1, and Janaya Nathan Koiho in the bat. There's that change of pace that's become quite important in this ball game. Just keeping the batters off balance.
Yeah.
And does break up their flow, because when we saw when they do get a flow on and they have 3, 4, 5 hits in a row, there's just no stopping them.
And here we see again that, you know, you asked earlier around, does the Counties Manukau coach opt for a bunt, conventional style, let's just move the runners across?
Yep.
His team like to hit.
Yeah.
They like to move the ball.
Well, with none down in this situation and you want to go ahead run, then the bunt is surely what most coaches would do. I know it's called conventional play, but it's called conventional for a reason. And when you execute it, it works.
Yeah, and I think the key is that typically it's because it's about making contact.
Yeah.
Making contact and putting the ball on the ground, because fielders have to come in. Just if we simplify it, you have to come in, you have to pick up the ball, you have to turn and make the play, right? If it's in the perfect spot, you're most likely going to take the runner at first, not the runner at second, which means you've got a runner in scoring position.
And
so that's why we do it.
That's right. That's the result you want from dropping that bunt.
He's obviously got lots of confidence in his hitters. So let's see what they can do.
Penny Star right at the top of the order for Counties Manukau. 1 down now. 2-2 the score. Bottom of 4.
And interesting, now we're bunting here.
Yeah. That's a change-up. We just talked about it, isn't it?
Yeah. I would say that, she's got speed.
Yeah.
That's probably her go-to game as well. She just hides that bunt, though. It's like a sneaky running bunt.
And straight back to the long stick. But, yeah, you're right. I mean, this is their number 1, their lead-off hitter, and she will probably be their most versatile hitter. She'll be able to go to whatever style the coach wants her to go to, because her job is just to get on base and move runners if they're out there.
Ai, ko tēnei te wā, e rapu ana ngā kai whakawā, ngā kai hautu hea, ngā tikanga hei whai oranga, and I suppose the coaches will be looking, be wanting something to see if they can break that deadlock too.
Well, I mean, they can come up, Johnny, good point, but they can talk to and they can tactic and they can talk to the player and ask them to do something, but then it's the athlete that's got to execute, and that's where the thing comes for them. And there's no probably greater reward than a coach when he asks an athlete to do something and it's executed well and done.
Star's having a good turn at bat here. She's making contact, anything that's close. Just looking to move the ball, which is good. Again, from a pitching perspective, defensively, the longer the hitter's in there, it's applying pressure on the field.
Both batteries have operated very well in this one, and there's another nice change-up. She's used it very well. Nicely cooled. Safira Schultz has to sort of time the cooling on those change-of-pace pitches, and that change-up was called at probably the perfect time.
Yeah, it's a good trust in the combination, isn't it? If you catch her with your pitcher.
That's a nice spot. Can't have missed much of the outside of the plate. Possibly the catcher just gave it a little bit with the wiggle of the glove back to the middle of the plate.
Was a good spot,
Yeah.
though, you're right.
Didn't quite frame that pitch as well as possibly she could have. Oh, don't go anywhere. Yeah, I was going to say, you'll get tagged. There we go. We had the runner out there not knowing if she was in or out.
Well,
We'll just wait for the decision from the umpires. The umpires consulting with the coach. I'm not quite sure what the call was there, Jackie, but if you look at this play right here,
yeah, she was called out on the original play,
and the fielder dropped the ball.
No, I don't think she dropped the ball at all. I think that they just argued, the counties team, that she had dragged her foot off the base when she received the ball. So of course that just confused the fielding team.
Yeah.
And then you have Jada doing it all. Your pitcher.
She does. She's out there. She's everywhere. She's in every frame of every shot.
Yeah.
Here we go. Nice job, though.
So sometimes it can be confusing, but the umpire had called her out.
So there we see the upshot of it is now 2 down. Penny Starr is now at second base. That's at bat is number 1, Peyton Hiraka, who's the catcher for Counties Manukau. And there we go. After that complicated series of events, 2 down with the runner at 2. You can feel the pressure building out there, which is why we're getting these conferences and coaches talking to umpires. And there we go, straight forward this time. It's across the first base for the 3rd out. Nice job. Hutt Valley, again, get out of an innings without conceding hits or runs to counties. 2-2 it is. We're heading to the 5th innings, and we'll be back in just a minute with more action. Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're back at Starling Park for this white-hot ball game. Counties Manukau taking on Hutt Valley in the grand final. It's 2 apiece. We're in the 5th innings. Things are marching along quickly here, and we're just waiting for something to shake loose because for coming up 3 innings now, it's very much back to tit for tat for these two teams. Neither willing to give an inch to the other one, and that's exactly what you expect from a grand final softball. Is that right, Johnny?
Ai, tono rawe ngā mahi a ngā kaipa, ngā pitchers, Jada Walker's rangitihi and Janai Nathan Kaiho, so they really control the game.
Yeah, when it gets tight like this and there's no runs being scored, you're absolutely right. It usually is the battery, the pitcher and the catcher, who are controlling the game. Right now, they're both doing a tremendous job.
Oh, we see a fantastic situation there. Sneaky little running bunt for your lead-off hitter, getting on base.
That was Amelia Forbes doing it again, this time with a sneaky little hit.
That's right, and that's what we talked about earlier. You need to create these opportunities, right? Do whatever you can to get your lead-off hitter on. Yeah, and then that means that your batter's coming up. And that's what people like. You know, when you're hitting, you want runners to be on base.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Hutt Valley have got exactly that, and it's Amelia Forbes who hit a triple in her previous at-bats, managed to get herself on base again, this time with no out. And, of course, that led to Hutt Valley coming back strongly with 2 runs. And here we are in the same situation. Megan Stokes at bat were at the top of their order, and it's almost like a game of chess. It's and this is Hutt Valley's turn to move their queen into position. All right, Megan Stokes, excellent at sign language there. We don't quite know what she was saying, but...
That's right. I got it, Coach.
Don't worry, Coach. I'm going to pity weepoo this thing. Here we go. And Janaya doing exactly what Jade is doing, just changing the pace. And not giving the batters anything to sit back on. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 apiece, and we're in the 5th innings. Fly ball into left field. It's gone over the head of the left fielder who was fielding very shallow. And Hutt Valley, 2 runners on base now and still none down.
Nō reira ai te kāna, Gary, ko puta te hu o te awa kairangi pēr tēnei wā, kia rua ngā kai tākoro I runga ngā papa ko te papa tuarua me te papa tuatai, so hopefully they can capitalise on this.
Yes, that's right. It's up to Hutt Valley to convert now. They'd be very disappointed to leave 1 or 2 runners out there with none down. Number 46, Safira Schultz, will be up to bat. And... here we go now. We're looking at a change of pitching where we will take a break, and we'll take a pitching break brought to you by Ballpark Broadcasting. We'll be back in just a minute. Well, there we go. The pitching on the hill, change on the hill has been made. It is number 22 who comes in for Counties Manukau, Maya Kingi Hicks, who was also the go-to pitcher in the semi-final, and she did a good job in that actually. But unlike the previous game, Janaya Nathan Kaiho had done a very, very good job. So there's two things for an observer. Was this a tactical change? Were they always going to do it, Jackie? Or do you think it was just saw a little bit of tiredness in their pitcher?
Yeah, I think it's time to make the change. But we just see the ball put down then. Nice play there. So they got in really quick on that bunt there and opted to go for the lead runner, which was a good choice.
Yep.
Making that out.
Here we go, but Hutt Valley, one down now, but they do have runners at 2 and 3.
Yeah, and just to close out your question, I think it's just, I think she was, yes, you're right, she was starting to tire.
Yeah.
Coach, I think, would have been thinking, you go as long as you can. Go as long as you can. Because, you know, and she did do well.
Yeah, very well. As a coach, you know, you've seen coaches who, you know, it's all hindsight, but you see, well, that coach went an innings too far with that pitcher, and you know, but you know, you've got to make the call, and it's up to the coach to back it, you know, wrongly or rightly. He's the one in the hot seat, and yeah, I agree with you, Jackie. I think it was the right time.
There's a big moment here for Hutt Valley. I think they can really.
They were just threatening to get a little bit of a roll on too, and
Yes.
a new pitcher. You know, there's new angles, new spins, new rotation, new speed. It just breaks them up for a little while. You know, I think against Janaya, the batter wouldn't have watched that pitch go through the middle, for example. But that would have been a 3-0 pitch, so. Maggie Shields it is who's batting out there. His job it is to convert one of these runners. She walked her last turn at bat and ground out in her first turn at bat, so she's not having too bad a ball game, forcing the pitchers to throw a lot of pitches at her.
So anything close she's having a go at the moment.
Doing a good job of fending off the pitching at the moment. Definitely likes it higher in the zone, the way she's going at some of those pitches. Dangerous time for counties at the moment with one down. Hutt Valley is staring down the barrel of the go-ahead run. And there we go. This time it's a high hopper. It goes through shortstop out to centre field. It's going to score the run. The throw comes in and is cut off out there. And that has scored both runners. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Hutt Valley, who breaks the tie break that we could feel building. 4 runs to 2, and that's the thing that's taken it to shake it loose. Maggie Shields hitting a high hopper out to centre field.
Ai rawe, ngā mahi a Maggie Shields. Ka taia o nā kaitākoro o te kapa o te awa kairangi, ki te hoki ki te kāinga, nō reira. Tēnā koe, Maggie.
Well, we didn't really see counties other than the first innings in that previous semi-final, under a huge amount of pressure as they went on to run ahead Royal Canterbury. This will test their mental fortitude for sure. We're in the 5th innings, and you know, they're only going to get a couple of turns at bat to turn things around.
Nō reira kei te awa kairangi tēnei wā, i te timatanga o te kēmu, kei counties Manukau te wā, so we've seen a shift, definitely.
And I think Hutt Valley is showing a really good patience at this in this inning. At this turn at bat, you know, they've had runners on, but they've been patient. Hitters are taking lots of pitches, just making sure that whatever's close, they're making contact. We've seen a lot of fouls. Yeah, but then when they are making solid contact, you know, you can't defend good hits, which we talked about earlier.
Well, and you're right, they have gone to some very smart softball. And in this case, it's taking the pitcher deep into counts. It's upping their game in the batter's box. Their discipline has gone through the roof. You know, they're not swinging at anything unnecessarily, and when they are, they're making sure they get contact. So it's been such a tit-for-tat game. This time now it's Hutt Valley with a runner now on 3. Maggie Shields moves across the third base. And we saw Jada Walters Rangitihi strike out. Nice work by Maya King Hicks to come in at the moment the way she has. Angela Harrison is up the bat. And this girl is also capable of hitting the ball very hard.
You see that. It was in the zone, inside. Unfortunately, she just pulled it down the foul line there on third base. Just wants to get out in front a little more. There you go.
There we go. There's one hit hard up the middle again. This time it's fielded nicely at second base. And that is an excellent play by the second baseman to make all that ground to a right and turn and make the throw to one.
Right.
So well done out there for Counties Manukau, but it's Hutt Valley who steal a march on this one. They now lead the ball game by 2 runs over Counties Manukau, 4-2. We'll find out what happens when we come back in just a minute. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we've just been enjoying some of the replays there, and we were just commenting on the play at home plate that took the runner from third to home, as possibly being a squeeze play where the runner gave it up by stopping. But never mind, the upshot of it is we are now in the bottom of the 5th innings. It's 4-2. Hutt Valley over Counties in this one, and we see Jada Walters Rangitihi going back to work for Hutt Valley. Very impressive. Now in her 5th inning of work to only have given up 2 runs against this very, very powerful batting lineup for Counties Manukau. And there we see them going to the bunt.
E tikana ko tēnei te wā mō Counties Manukau kia rapu ngā oma. So it's it's time to Counties Manukau to dig in.
And she has waited nicely on that one, and she has hit it high into left field. It's been dropped out there by the centre fielder who got under it. And that is Trinity Waiwiri Toka, and that is a nice hit.
Ai, no rere kua tau ngā waiwai Trinity ki te papa tuarua. Tēnā koe, Trinity.
Her second hit on the trot, and she is underlining her quality in this lineup.
See, she was turning to slap and just make contact. So now now that I would imagine they're saying, we just need to make contact. We need to move the ball.
There we go. This time, that's a perfect down the first baseline bunt. That is never going to get that runner out at 3. And with 2 down, it's Counties Manukau who are now moving their runners via the short game, who have won a scoring runner, if they can, out at 3.
And that's what we talked about. In fact, if we just put the ball down, right, we can move runners when they're on base and get them in scoring position. So they're opting to do that now.
And there we see this time it's a high hit out to centre field. This time no mistake made by the centre field on the 3rd out. And once again it's Hutt Valley that proved that they can back their field and defuse a tense situation for them. No run comes in that one. It's Hutt Valley with 5 complete who continue to lead this ball game by 4-2 over Counties Manukau. We'll find out what happens when we come back in just Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and Jackie Smith. We are into the 6th innings of this ball game now. We're into the what you might call closing stanzas of the ball game. Give us a quick analysis of how you think the ball game's gone so far, and what you're expecting over the final 2 innings.
Yeah, well, we saw that, just both teams getting a feel for each other in those first few innings. Some great hitting and fielding by both teams, but I think in the middle there, in the last couple of innings, it was really about opportunities. Yep. Who's going to apply the pressure, and want to create that spark. We talked about, we're waiting for the spark.
That's right.
And who's going to take on that opportunity? And what we saw was Hutt Valley. Hutt Valley did that and they've applied it, and now counties obviously have to chase. They're chasing them. And I just think that helps to build confidence. And for a team like Hutt Valley, who has experience, and we've talked about that over and over again, being in finals, they've got great development, they've got great support, so they're used to this type of pressure. I think it's going to take a lot for counties to come back.
Yep, well, counties do have a lot in their arsenal, as we've seen. Johnny, how have you enjoyed the ball game so far?
It's just been really great to see the skill levels of these young women, and also to probably to the delight of the selectors that, Soppel's doing very, very well at this age level.
Well, the current coach of the junior White Sox, Kerry Shaw, is here and has been all week, making her notes and keeping her options going as far as her juniors team, which is due to be selected as an invitational team for the upcoming NFC tournament. So yes, she is definitely an interested spectator out there at the moment. Up to bat for Hutt Valley at the moment, we have is that Georgia Keel? 2 down. Georgia Keel up bat for Hutt Valley. Well, counties with, in my opinion, counties with only 2 runs down are definitely not out of this ball game. I agree with you, Jackie. It is going to be a tough one for them to peg back over the next 2 innings. And high priority, obviously, in that is that they get Hutt Valley in and out of this innings without impacting the scoreboard. Well, Maya Kingy-Hicks just having a hard time finding the zone. Nice job by Georgia Keel. Safe at first base to pick the walk.
It's good to see, though, that we haven't seen many walks.
Yes.
So that says, though, that the calibre of your pitchers, they're staying in there and making sure that they just hit those zones.
Here we see the attempted peg at 1, unsafe. Safe. Well, Amelia Forbes up to bat, and she comes in the 9 spot for Hutt Valley. What a job she's done in her last 2 at-bats. A triple and a single.
Yeah, she's done really well, hasn't she?
Yeah, how fast does that come around? Well, there we go. She's popped one high out to second base. She'll be out there for the 3rd out of the innings. And that's exactly what Counties Manukau wanted. They wanted Hutt Valley in and out without any impact on the scoreboard. That's exactly what they got. We'll find out what happens when we come to the bottom of the 6th innings in just a minute. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and this game has been giving us a lot. Mainly enjoyment, but white hot pressure for the players down there. Hutt Valley leading over Counties Manukau by 4-2. Grand final here at Starling Park. 2024 Under-17 National Championship it is. Wherever you are watching in the world, it is an absolute pleasure to bring you this game. It has, from a softball point of view, been an absolutely outstanding grand final. Batting currently in there for Counties Manukau is number 28, Sienna Dufty. Sienna plays centre field for Counties. And Counties' job now, with 2 turns at bat to go, this one in the 7th innings, for them, barring extra innings needed, of course, need to get something happen probably in this innings. The pressure just goes so through the roof if you are forced to do it in the final innings.
Yeah, that's right. And just be patient. Good pitch selection. Good solid hits. She got right
See
under.
a nice solid hit, and we see players coming from all directions to take that one. There's 9 players out there. There's 4 of them around that ball.
They're hunting.
They're
They're
in
hunting it,
packs.
aren't they?
Yeah. For the first out. And Hutt Valley have become quite clinical in the way they've played in the last couple of innings, Jackie.
Yeah, I agree, and that starts also from our pitcher putting the ball where we want you to put it. Here we go again, another fly ball to the outfield. You know, and if I'd be saying as a coach, you put the ball where we need you to, and if they're going to hit fly balls all day, we're going to catch them all day.
They're going to catch them all day. Yeah. Yep, and the field is backing up the pitches quite well. I think I maybe 1 or 2, I think 1 strikeout in the game for Hutt Valley, and maybe 1. So, yeah, it's been dominated by the fielding, and the good placement of the pitches, being able to keep the batters off balance.
Yeah, keeping them contained.
Yeah.
Ai, e te kāna tērā, ngā mahi o ngā kaiwhira. The fielders they've been excellent the last 2 innings.
And we talked about it, though, at the beginning of the game. What was going to happen here is we see Hutt Valley once again get one to hit on the ground. The out is taken at 3 for the out. We'll come back to what I was going to say in just a minute. That's the top of the 6th gone, and another opportunity, bottom of the 6th gone, and another opportunity for Counties Manukau. 1 inning to go in this ball game, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see what is going to happen when we come back in just a minute.
At 94.9, Atiawa Toa.
When the radio's on and the sound is hot, you just have to enjoy. There's no way to stop. That's where it sounds from the best every day of the week. Better than all the rest. We let the music speak. All the best throwbacks, 90s and more. Atiawa Toa. All the best throwbacks.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're into the 7th innings of this grand final. Counties Manukau taking on Hutt Valley. It's Hutt Valley that lead the ball game by 4 runs to 2. And the opportunities for Counties are really into this inning and their last turn at bat. And that will be set up by them making sure that Hutt Valley don't score in the top of this innings. But what I was mentioning before we went to the break there, Jackie, is we talked about Hutt Valley's all-round game. And in the last 3 innings, that's come to the fore. Their defence, their batting, everything about it has been smart.
Yeah, they look really composed and in control, though, don't they? And they've got confidence, and that's what will happen when you get ahead. But now they'll be just making sure that they contain Counties Manukau. They're smart. See how she's just, you can see it.
Yeah.
They're just taking their time. They're just making sure that they're going to swing at the right pitches.
Yep. The whole body language for it has changed, really. I mean, they look relaxed, but their game faces are on.
Yeah.
And so when you get that combination, that combination, it's almost, it's so hard to battle. And we see a foul ball this time. But yeah, and at the moment, it's all advantage Hutt Valley looking good. At this stage, you never say until that last pitch is pitched, but at this stage, definitely title.
Yeah, I'd be saying
Title's theirs to lose.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just be controlled and patient.
High fly ball. This time, see, just little moments like that, little bobble out there at left field's cost them a base. And that's just so important not to give up.
Ai, kua tau ngā waiwai o te kaitako no te awa kairangi ki te papatuarua. So inching closer to that. Maybe a national title, of course. You said before, it's right. You can't wait till right to the end. You have to right to the end.
You never say never in our sport, that's for sure. Just when you say it, something breaks loose. And this time we see a steal that's unsuccessful. And Jackie, I'll let you say it. I don't think that was necessary.
No, I don't think that was necessary. That's caught me by surprise.
Yeah.
Maybe there was a missed signal there, or however, it is what it is. Nice
that
play.
Is the ball game.
You still have to make the play. So Counties came up with that great out and that steal at third.
Yeah, that was massive. I thought, Hutt Valley, gosh, you're 2 runs up. You're in the 7th innings. Yeah, that's the sort of steal you make when it's either even or you're 1 run down in this situation, when you need that runner on third.
Yeah. They're not really in a position to need to do that. And then
and
she
there you
comes
go,
up with
there's
a
the
hit.
scoring hit. So, oh gosh, Hutt Valley, we're just talking about how smart the last 3 innings are. Well, there we go. Nice piece of batting, however. Safira Schultz.
Setterfield got to that pretty quick, though. She might have only ended up on third.
Yeah.
Not sure if she would have scored on it. But still, you have yourself in a situation where you had a runner on 3 and first.
Yeah. I mean, we have it easy up here because we're in the air-conditioned place. Looking at it and talking about it in hindsight.
That's right.
Ko pai te wairu ki konei.
So, yeah, it is easy to sit on the sideline and look and say, but you can only talk about what you've observed, that's for sure. Number 55, Maggie Shields, it is up to bat for Hutt Valley. And she's driven one deep into the outfield. It's taken out there now by the outfielder, fires it back in, and it's Hutt Valley back in control with runners at 2 and 3.
Ai, kua tau ki te papatuarua me te papatuatoru. Tawa kairangi kia mataara Counties Manukau.
Now, it would have scored a runner if she hadn't have taken that steal, but the upshot of that is you've got the clean-up hitter coming in, Jada Walters Rangitihi. Again, Jackie, put on your coach's hat, and I'll ask you the question, would you give her the base?
Would I give you the base? Good question. I would hope that they wouldn't. They don't take the bat out of her hand, but that's not how it works, right?
Yeah. I mean, as Counties do, they give her the
their
base.
top hitter.
Yeah.
And they've got an open base, so you're right.
Yeah. And it brings
put her
into
on
the...
then.
Yeah, put
Lucky
her on.
I'm not the coach,
Yeah,
eh?
exactly. But yeah, I mean,
base.
a seriousness, that is an option for Counties to make. They're going to go at Jada, but she's one of the top hitters in the team, if not the top hitter. And it's a very, very dangerous time for Counties. Good on them for not doing it. But I can tell you, Jackie, if I was the coach, I would have brought the forced play into play.
Well, let's see what happens.
I know a lot of coaches get their faces rubbed in it when they do make that decision, but I've also seen it come off a lot as well. There's a nice shot of Jada Garner working. She's hit this one hard, and that's exactly what she talked about. The runner at second's come around, and that's scored 2 runs, and they've taken the out. Oh, there we go. It's all happening here. Jada Walters Rangitihi did exactly what we talked about. She's driven in the 2 runners. She's overrun the base and hasn't been able to dive back in time to stop from being tagged out. All action here. Here's the replay.
Nice cut.
Yeah.
Perfect cut. Nice play there. I have to say, nice play there by Counties. Jada will be happy, though. She brought in the 2 runs.
Yeah, 2 RBIs.
She'll be walking off saying, oh, well, I did my job.
Well, when she walked into that batter's box, it was 4-2. When she walked into the dugout, it was 6-2. So
exactly. So what do you reckon, Gary? Maybe they should have put her on?
Yes, I do think maybe they should have put her on.
See yourself in a forced play situation?
Yeah.
Anyway, we wouldn't have had the excitement though. would
No,
we?
no,
Hey?
no excitement of plenty. Angela Harrison up to bat now, and that's when you talked about putting Jada on. Angela is an accomplished batter herself, so the odds don't diminish hugely. But she's just gone and struck out right there. There we go. So that's 3 down, but not before Hutt Valley can score 2 more runs, 2 more insurance runs, I think, for them. And it's up to counties. It's all on them now to climb that rather large green and gold hill. We'll see what happens when we come back in just a minute. Well, there we go. It's all ahead of Counties Manukau here, ladies and gentlemen, at Starling Park, where we have the bottom of the 7th. It is now 6-2 to Hutt Valley. And we talked about it in previous innings that Hutt Valley had gotten very clinical, while Hutt Valley getting those 2 runs was clinical. Jada Walters Rangitihi came up, and she hammered in the 2 runs she needed to. There we go. So the insurance runs for Hutt Valley, but it's a lead of 6-2. It's up to Counties Manukau. It's all ahead of them.
Ai te kāna kei Counties Manukau te wae tēnei wā. Tuatahi, te tuatahi puta atu, nō reira, ka kaha mai Counties Manukau. Ai, it's really up to them now.
And that's the sort of start they wanted, as Penny Starr drops the bunt and is safe at first base. And that's a little bit of pressure for Hutt Valley to try and make that play. We saw Jada Walters' throw was on the spot, just unable to be handled at first base by Maggie Shields. We see the foul ball made on what would have been the steal. But great start here for Counties Manukau. And we've said, just do not count a team out until that last pitch is thrown.
Kua taunga waiwai ki te papa tuarua.
Well, there we go. You see that catcher, Jackie, not going for the out at 2. That says to me that Hutt Valley now are focusing on the batter.
Yeah, well, they've got them some security runs, right? They don't need to get too anxious or worried about the runner. She's trying to probably distract them. She's got speed, though. Why not?
Yeah.
Go, and she's done a great job in getting on base. I mean, who goes into the 7th inning and drops a little bunt? Someone who's got confidence in their speed, right?
Yeah, and she's out at second, but Peyton Hiraka struck out. That brings to bat number 18, Savannah Lee Farah. And there we go. There's another steal, and once again, it's Hutt Valley that hold the ball back. They've got those insurance runs in the belt. They're not focusing on the base runner. They're focusing on the batter. And once again, that just shows that Hutt Valley will know exactly what to do in this situation.
Yeah, they talked about it. Don't worry. We've got some insurance runs, just one out at a time.
Nice pitch. Very impressed with Jada Walters Rangitihi, and I'm not talking about her batting, which has been impressive, but in 7 innings of work now, she has done a great job for her team on the hill. Looking very fresh as she throws another strike down that outside tram line. She's starting to make that strike her own at the moment, focusing on that outside tram line there.
Yeah, nice frame there. Catcher. Peyton Hiraka. Here you go. Look at giving a good target.
There's a nice hit. This time it's gone out to right field. It's going to score the runner. And there we go. Counties peg one back just to keep things interesting in this ball game. 6 runs to 3. Savannah Lee Fair has a nice hit. 1 down. She's safe out at 1. Trinity Waiwiri took her up to bat. She got herself to 3 on her last at bat. So now just starting to see things pressure-wise edging out. There's the catch. Made it look dangerous. But 2 down. Hutt Valley come back with an out after County score a run.
Oh, that was a big catch. That was a great catch.
Gosh,
Perfect
she gets
timing.
at right field there, that's Kimari Orupa. She
Well, you know-
seems to get out of the block slow, but she gets there with the speed she does have. Gosh, it'd be heart in the mouth stuff if you were the coach.
Yeah, no, that was a big out for Hutt Valley because if that had got past, possibly a couple of runs there.
Yep. Yeah, all the way down that right field fence line. That's a horror. There we see a nice hit. It's at shortstop. They're going to take the forced play. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Hutt Valley did exactly as we suggested. Focused on getting the job done. 3 up, 3 out for the 7th innings. And they are your national champions for 2024. What a brilliant game that's been. And Jackie, give us your take on that one, that final stanza especially.
Oh, look, I just think it was a great effort all round by the Hutt Valley team. Talked about that at the beginning of the game. They were always going to be tough because fielding and hitting, they're all rounded, they're capable, they've got lots of skills. For me, I think there was a little bit of a highlight person that I'd probably call out. Jada on the mound did a fantastic job, not only as pitcher, but also hitting.
Yep.
And then also just in the field, some of those plays that she made she was really passionate and competitive, wasn't she? So I think today for the final, I'd certainly be calling her out as my player of the match.
Oh, nice, cool. Johnny, how about you? How did you find that?
Tēnā koutou, kei te tuku mihi kia rātou ki te awa kairangi. Me mihi hoki ki te kapa no counties Manukau, e tika ana Jackie ko te kaitākoro kia hau. E ka napa mai tēnei wā ko Jada Walker's rangitihi. Nō reira, kei aia ngā taonga, tērā pēr Gina Weber mā, rātou mā. Nō reira kei te mihi kia koutou, kia kaurua ki taku taha reiti, kia koe Jackie, kia koe hoki Gary, kia koe, kia koutou ngā kai whakahairo tēnei whakapāhotanga. Nō reira tēnā koutou, kia koutou te West Rānui. Nō reira tiwi, what a game, and tēnā koutou, well done. Deserved congratulations to Hutt Valley.
Yes, thank you very much for that, Johnny, and we'll round it out in just a minute. But just want to add my congratulations to Hutt Valley as well. We